Hi, this is Erica Lipkin from Lipkin CPA. Today I'm going to be using Craig's Design and Landscaping Services QuickBooks Test Drive demo to show you how to enter in transactions that are personal in nature into QuickBooks. So this can be transactions that you paid that were business related and you paid them on a personal card and you want to get them onto your business books. So that'll be one type of transaction. And then the other type of transaction will be a transaction that you paid out of your business accounts that really was personal in nature. So what I usually do to track these transactions and get them reimbursed is to create a ledger that tracks these items. And then you'll just need to take the net balance and reimburse it back to yourself. So without further ado, let's get started on that. So we'll need two accounts to do this. So we'll go to the accounts, and those are under transactions and chart of accounts. And the accounts that we need are basically a ledger that's going to track our activity. We'll just pretend it's like a real bank account, but it's basically personal spending. That's the name of the account, and it's going to capture all those personal spending items. And it gets set up as a bank account that's a checking account. It's sort of like a placeholder for those items. Then we're going to set up an account that is an other current liability, and it's called expense reimbursements to owner. And this is the account that we're going to use to net out all of the totals that go into that personal spending account and reimburse ourselves for those amounts. So let's go ahead and get some transactions entered. So I am going into this ledger, and you can see I've already entered some transactions in here. So there's a few transactions that are going in as payments. These are amounts that were paid out of personal. Then there's an amount that's coming from our business checking account. So that is basically an amount that we paid on our business card that was really personal. And then you can see that it nets out and it goes to that reimbursement account. So I'm going to enter maybe 3 different transactions for you to show you how this is done, how these got in here. So let's say I go ahead and I buy a mouse, and I buy it at Best Buy. And the purchase was made on January 2nd, 2025. So I've gone and made that purchase. Actually, I need to enter that as an expense. So January 2nd, 2025, vendor is Best Buy. So we'll put that in. I always like to enter a vendor. That way I can track the expenses by vendor if I want to see how much I'm paying a certain party. So Best Buy, and we bought supplies there, and we bought a computer mouse. And let's say that this was a pretty nice computer mouse and it was $18.99. I will enter that as the expense. So now there's $18.99 negative. That's an amount that is owed back to us. So then let's say we also went out and we bought some more supplies. Let's say that we bought some stamps at the post office. So I'm entering the vendor, United States Post Office. And then, let's see, do we have a postage account? Let's say we just want to put that also as supplies. So, stamps purchase. And let's say that we spent about $28 on stamps. So I will put that in. So now we're owed a total of $46.99. Okay. Now let's say that we went ahead and we made some purchases from our business account that were really personal. We need to get those into that personal spending account. And let's say that we're using QuickBooks to get all of our transactions in through the bank feeds. That's the best way to probably get your transactions in. You can automatically download activity and categorize it here. So let's take a look at this MasterCard, because this is where we made the purchase that was really a that was really a personal transaction. So this Bob's Burger joint, we took our kids there, so we don't want to book it as a business expense. So the first thing we need to do is make sure it's not matching with something, because that's not correct. We need to categorize it because we're adding the transaction. We're not matching it with something that's already on the books. And we will put the payee, Bob's Burger Joint, right? And then all we're going to do is, instead of categorizing this as an expense, it's really just going to our personal ledger. It's just a transfer to personal. So we're going to put that in personal spending. And then I usually like to put a note here, why is this personal? And meal with kids, accidentally charged to business account. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add that. And then we can go back and we can check our ledger with the personal spending and move everything over to the expense reimbursement account. So that way we can reimburse ourselves. So chart of accounts, and we go into personal spending, and we see there's a balance of $28.02. So typically what I like to do to clear this account out is I like to basically take this reimbursement account and make a transfer there, so everything will be showing up as a payable to myself. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll select journal entry and we'll pick today's date. I don't think we have to number this one. And for the account, we'll pick expense reimbursements due to the owner, and clear out reimbursements account for payment to owner. Sorry about that. And we'll go ahead and put the 2802. And it goes in as a deposit since we have a negative balance here. It would be the opposite if we owed money into the company. So we're going to go ahead and finish that entry. And then when we go to the reimbursements account, we'll see that that has a balance. So the way to see that is to go into the balance sheet report. So I'm going to go to reports, and I'm going to pick the balance sheet as soon as it comes up. And then I'll pick today for the date. And we'll see that there's a balance in this expense reimbursement account. And we've decided that it's time to reimburse ourselves and pay ourselves back for the monies that the company owes us. So we'll see there's a balance of $74.36 there. So there's a few ways we could reimburse that. We could do a transfer from our business bank account to our personal account through ACH, or we can actually write ourselves a check. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a check just to show you how this will look and clear out. So new and check. So the new check is right here, and it's $74.36. So we'll put the date on, the check number, who did you pay? I paid myself, so I'll put my name in. And then for the category, I pick expense reimbursements due to owner, and pay owner back for net out of pocket amounts. Okay, so we have that here. And now we're basically really writing ourselves a check. And now this check is entered, and it will clear once we deposit the check into our personal account. And we can see that we did this right, because now when we look at the balance sheet for today's date, the expense reimbursements will be back at 0. So we fully handled this. And we can also see that all of these expenses are on the books. If we go into the profit and loss report, we'll see all those supplies in there. So I'm going to run a profit and loss report for the month of January 2025. So I'll run it for this month so we can see all those supplies in there. And here they are. You see supplies. And these are the transactions that we entered. See the personal spending? So that's how we got them on our books as an expense. Thank you for watching this video and joining me to learn how to do this important task. It's very often that we accidentally make purchases out of personal accounts that are for the business or the reverse, and it's good to know how to get those taken care of on your books. Have a great day.